Hello, good evening. The sun is setting and it is time for another episode of Vampires of Pittsburgh here on Stream of Blood. We are a Twitch channel that does tabletop role-playing games, usually of the horror variety. My name is Jared Logan. I am your storyteller, game master, and host for this evening, and I'm so glad you all made it here. This is episode, chapter even, 27 of Vampires of Pittsburgh, our ongoing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition chronicle with some of the best role players in the world. Yeah, I've checked. Japan, there's good people there, but these are some of the best in the world. So if there was a tournament, we could, or even in Brussels, the Brussels role-playing club, I would put our people up against them any day. And we are professional Twitchers here. We know exactly what we're doing. That's why I now have spooky LED lights. Look upon them in despair, subscribers and non-subscribers. Look at that. Let's go with blood red for our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle. Everything's falling into place. All the puzzle pieces are locking perfectly. The LED lights arrived today. Nothing can go wrong for me and our players. For the player characters, could be a different story. Blood rave lights. Yes, my guest room / studio has officially become a blood rave. We've had such a great weekend on Stream of Blood. We had an incredible crossover with the Glass Cannon guys yesterday. Our Blades in the Dark game did episode 3, and it was an incredible score. Then we did the final part of a 3-part Cthulhu Neptune Society storyline where I had a total party wipe. Yes! I shouldn't brag too much. It's not that hard to do that in Cthulhu. But still, I mean, I always take a great sense of accomplishment from it. And everybody had a suitably, I think, creepy and horrific ending to where I was very pleased with how they were wiped. They had unique wipes. They weren't all just dead on the floor of a combat situation. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Wait, who said that? Was that Shakan? Anyway, yeah, anybody that tuned into that, thank you guys for your comments. And I was very proud of that game. But you know, the uniting thread in all of those games was we have a very incredible player here at the Stream of Blood who joins us often. And this is part 3, the final leg of his triple feature this weekend. Let me bring out our occult scholar, a talented improviser and actor, everybody, Mr. Ross Bryant.
Oh, hello there.
Howdy doody.
Howdy do. Wow, what a week. The Triple Crown coming in. Photo finish.
Yeah, the third act of your 3-act performance.
Good Lord. Yeah, it has been a lovely time. And yeah, we all got real killified in some very disturbing but suitably twisted and psychedelic ways.
It was like Lovecraftian, you might say. And you're having a little read of Milton now.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm wondering if I'm getting to the bottom of the barrel of my esoteric library, but I at a certain point, I think in this stream I was reading Paradise Lost, but how many people could say they're further reading Paradise Regained?
Nobody goes on to Paradise Regained. You never hear it mentioned.
People always forget about the sequel. Probably because it's nowhere near as long or poetic as the original. But
also, who finishes a epic poem of some 200, 300 pages and goes, you know what? I think I'm ready for another one by the same guy about the same stuff.
Yeah, more please.
Yeah. And also, just losing Paradise seems really more interesting than regaining it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a considerably more sober journey than the cuckoo crazy flights of fancy that go on in Paradise Lost. But it does feature Satan and his demons swooping around invisibly in the air and sort of getting into a little demon huddle in the clouds and being like, "How are we going to get this Jesus guy?"
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Have you ever read the Screw Tape letters?
You know, I never have. Huge blind spot.
I read it this year, and it's about like a demon writing to his demon nephew about how to tempt the Christians, and it's very clever and funny. It's by C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia. But I grew up very religious, and at some point, I was like, this writing is just as good as some of the newsletters that my Pentecostal church had. Like, it's just like, it's a little bit kind of like, on the nose kind of. It feels like you're reading a church newsletter.
Well, I got to read it though, just to be a satanic literature completist.
You can have my copy, because clearly I didn't love it.
Yeah,
so you can have my copy. Let's bring in our next demon. She tempts the living with various and sundry forbidden pleasures. Wow, this intro is in a horrible place right now, but watch how I pull it out. She's also an incredible actor, voice actor. You can hear her in video games. You can hear her in animation, and you can see her move in real life in real time on Apple Plus, on Mythic Quest. She's just great. Please welcome Ashley Burch, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy. How's it going?
Howdy.
Hi.
Good. I really like the moody pink. It's
it is very
pink,
cool.
Right? I got pink for the show.
You got pink.
Yes.
Finally. We've been waiting.
Yeah, actually, I actually am kind of my heritage is just very pink all the time. And the sun only makes me pinker. So a problem that I have. How have you been? What's going on?
Good. Just gonna, excited to see what happens with the pickle that we find ourselves in today.
Oh yes, we're deep in the pickle jar.
Oh, we're covered in pickle juice.
Mm-hmm. Up to our foreheads in brine. I can't wait to see what happens. These players always surprise me, so I bet they'll pull it out with 50 asterisks after that, caveats and new problems they've created for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think about it a little bit, Ashley, like how you're going to kind of like handle tonight's session and strategize here, or are you just going to dive in and see?
I think I'm just going to see, because I'm in the van with Miles, who I can never predict. So I feel like trying, best laid plans. So I think we'll just take it as it comes.
Yes. Speaking of unpredictability, let's bring out our third and final player of this vampiric triumvirate. He is also a hilarious improviser, actor, raconteur, a pilot. Have I told you guys that? He can pilot, he can take metal objects into the air thousands of feet and bring them down again safely. Not a lot of people can do that. Please welcome the very excellent Mr. Thomas Middleditch, everybody.
Oh, what's this? Did my new microphone not connect? That's right. We're all professional streamers here, and I have a brand new tip-top streaming microphone. And it does cool things like this.
Oh, wow.
Did I do
that
it?
auto-tune?
Wait, hold on. Let me just let me just try this again. Perfect.
Oh, that was your voice from earlier.
My voice goes in here, and it can. Oh, it has a very short recording time. It's mainly to go poo-poo, and then, yeah, you see.
Is your new streaming microphone a talk boy?
I know, it really.
Is that what those things? What were those things when I was a lad? Oh shit! You got in those like novelty stores, and you would be like, you press the buttons and be like, eat shit.
Yeah.
Swear words.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
My ass. Yeah.
Bunch of like neon buttons.
Feature.
Yeah.
Talkboy had that feature. It had sound effects. Those were great. How come they don't sell those things anymore? I would use that all the time. Eat shit.
Because kids are desensitized. These kids these days, they eat shit all the time.
Yeah, they just want to like eat ass with Deadpool.
Yeah.
These goddamn kids.
Yeah.
They watch Deadpool. He tells them it's okay to eat ass, and that's how everyone has coronavirus.
That's the curmudgeon-y theory that I really wish was real. I wish that's what old people thought kids were doing, or all they wanted.
Look deep into QAnon. Surely some branch of them thinks that. Okay, we're gonna start the game. Is everybody ready to suck blood
until it's empty? Oh, I see. Oops,
sure.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. What we always need at the beginning of the show is a brief recap. So I will say thus, Miles Vanderbuck kind of had gone off the ranch from the Anarch camp for a little while. He was watching over his immortal daughter, his daughter Amy, who was living a mortal life with her boyfriend Travis. But he found out that she was being surveilled through various and sundry creepings about in the night. Miles and Curtis discovered that, in fact, Amy was being surveilled, watched, and checked in on by a group of cops. By looking deeper into these police officers, the group found out that they are actually vampire hunters. They are probably a group that was mentioned by T.J. Cope, their former contact within the Camarilla before they all went Anarch, called the Day Shift. The Day Shift, a group that the Camarilla would send to take out vampires that were inconvenient for the Camarilla leadership. However, after doing an incredible operation where you guys planted a bug in a police officer's car, I was impressed. You found out that the Day Shift might not know everything about how the Camarilla works, how Kindred Society works, and that they think Miles is some sort of possibly. They're not sure, but they think Miles might be some sort of figure that was feeding them information before. TJ Cope mentioned a figure called the Edward, who was kind of feeding them information about the vampire community, helping them choose their next targets. So you guys all decided to approach these vampire hunters, among whom are the main guy you were aware of was a deputy sheriff named Dale Passio. You tracked him using your little tracking device bug to a bar called Kyle's Place on the south side of Pittsburgh. And you were getting ready to just have Miles kind of talk to Dale when he came out of the bar. But then you realized that Dale was with another member of the Day Shift. Jen Brown went in to kind of intercede and maybe kind of split them apart, separate them. But things kind of went awry because, as we know, her nickname is Total Failure. Yes. And it is also funny that Jen Brown, you're maybe arguably, and just in terms of Pips, the smartest character, but I don't know if you're like the most like manipulative character in the group. So yeah, so that kind of mission was a risk for you, and it kind of backfired. They knew something was up, and they started to drag you out to their van. But as they did so and opened the doors, they were surprised to see Miles. You used compel on them. You used your dominate power, Jen Brown. And now I will set the scene. Oh, by the way, Curtis is nearby in a car. He's part of the operation. He was kind of watching everything. He was on Overwatch, making sure that the operation went off okay, that you had an ace in the hole if he and Ruby are in the car nearby in the parking lot. But right now, let me set the scene inside the back of this police van where Dale Passio, a big, meaty, pink guy, he's just like all sunburn and forearms. He's back there with you. Along with Colton Boutel, the other cop that you met inside the bar. This guy, he's younger. He looks a little haggard. He's got slicked back black hair. He looks like he tries to dress hip, cool, up to date. They're stuffed into this car with you. They're staring at Miles. Jen, you're in there with them. Your compel power gives you a moment. It gives you the first word here. You can start this negotiation. But first, I just want you guys to discuss, what do you want out of it?
Well, we want these guys on our side, right? That's kind of what we talked about.
Yeah, it's our understanding that at least, what's his name? Passio believes in some Edward figure and believes that TJ Cope had it all under control. Now he's gone, and there's still something there worth salvaging. But this other dude may not be buying into it. So basically, we're looking to either turn or ghoul or something.
Great. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to let you start this negotiation. I'm going to let you start this scene. They kind of like are inside the van and they're shocked to see Miles. And before they can say anything, they're kind of like turning to each other to kind of get a read like from each other, like a cue from the other one. Like, what do we do next? And that gives you a moment to start this. So
the compel has elapsed.
A compel is it's a level 1 power. As a thin blood, Jen Brown only has access to those, and so it works for like a moment. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It works, and you told them to get in the van, let you go and get in the van. So that's what happened.
Okay, so we have a second basically before something happens.
Yeah.
Okay, then I want to say you're looking for Edward.
They look at each other, and Boutel looks at you two and goes, "What do you know about Edward?"
I look at Miles.
You're looking at him.
And there's a reaction, but it's mixed on both of their faces. And if one of you would like to roll your wits plus insight, or both of you may, you can find out what the reaction means. The difficulty is 2.
Perfect.
1 success. Oh, okay, great.
Okay, Miles, you read them right away. Dale Passio, he looks like he's got the face of "I was right," and Colton Boutel is kind of like, "Okay, this isn't what I thought was happening." And you realize you heard that recording of them earlier. They were kind of fighting about this. Yeah. Is the Edward real? Who is Miles Van, the guy that they saw in that video? Is he the Edward? And so now it seems confirmed for Passio, and Boutel seems to have kind of lost a point here.
I would like to, the angle in right now for me, I'm going to try and suppress my absolute shock that Jen Brown is there.
Oh, yeah.
And basically be sort of, I have to look up what these do, but in presence, I have awe or daunt. Mm-hmm. Basically, I want to use whatever my presence is here, maybe with some intimidation or something, to kind of be a dominating figure here. And at one point, I'd like to take this little short sword I've got out and just lay it on my lap and say, "I understand. You are looking for me."
If you want to use your presence now, I think that this is, it makes sense that you would do that. So
how does?
It makes total sense. Like, do you want to go as you like move that sword to your lap? Do you want to emanate your awe?
Yeah, I'd love to emanate some awe.
Let's emanate some awe. You're gonna roll your manipulation.
Yes, Mr. Senator, I would love to emanate some awe.
All right, you're gonna
at the record show.
You're gonna roll your manipulation plus presence.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll something.
Senator Vanderbuck would like to implement some awe upon this situation. Oh. Well.
Oh, no.
Any will?
The idea of willpower?
I got will. But it won't even improve it much because I'm dealing with hunger.
How much hunger do you have?
I have 2 hunger.
Uh-huh.
I'm also a hungo baby.
But I'm going to use one.
Get some blood.
Get some blood. Okay. Well, then that brings me up to 2 successes.
Well, then it happened. And so here's what I'm going to say. First of all, they just rolled all fails and a 1. So that means that you have them in your thrall. Like, they are like immediately impressed by you. And I think that anybody would pay attention to someone who takes a katana blade out and puts it on their lap in almost any situation. But what I'm going to say is, I think you have a presence of 2, Miles. Is that right? So you can add that to any social roll you make in this scene for the rest of the scene. You can add 2 dice. And so they're like,
so they're enwrapped.
they seem, they're not in a trance, but they're like, and then Dale Passy was like, I knew it. And Boutel's like, hold on. If you're the Edward, tell us about the last target you sent us after. The last place you sent us, what was it? The last tip you gave to Cope.
It wasn't Buddy, was it? It wasn't Buddy.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Well,
That's like 4 months ago. What are you talking about?
I don't think it was
now listen,
Buddy.
you don't know. So just to let you, the players know, you don't know where these guys have been. You don't know every place that TJ Cope has sent them. You can make a guess, and I'm open to any kind of like roll to remember or handle this somehow.
I think we need. Okay, I think we have to say that like TJ was compromised or something. I think we need to cast a dispersion on TJ or something like that. We're never going to be able to guess. I feel like we have to.
Well, then, what's this question so I can respond appropriately with the dialogue? I forget. What
His question was: tell us the last target you gave TJ.
Boy.
Now look.
What makes you think that I ever trusted that man? He was working for them. You do know who they are, don't you?
Yeah, they say yes and no at the same time. And then they look at each other again. And it's like, TJ was... Wait, he was... I don't understand. You got to explain yourself. He doesn't know.
I don't have to explain anything. You guys are the ones that are going to have to explain yourselves. You're the ones looking for me.
Dale says, we saw you on surveillance video. We saw you off a vamp that we're pretty sure was, part of the vampire leadership.
Yeah.
So we knew you're a hunter. And we knew that TJ was having his information fed by another vampire. We thought it was a vampire who shared our interests. An Edward. We use the name of the guy from Twilight.
Very familiar with
But now you're telling us. And then Batel's like, he's telling us that TJ was compromised.
You're damn straight. In the movie Twilight, starring Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, there are two sides to the war. The vampires and the werewolves. I don't know what team you land on, but I know what team I'm on.
It's so hard because I don't know anything about Twilight.
What he means I'm gonna jump in.
I have the fan wiki up in front of me right now.
I'm gonna jump in and say
that's just what Bella does. She Wikipedia's vampires.
Yeah.
You know, when Edward was born in June 20th, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois, the only child of Edward and Elizabeth Mason.
Okay.
what he means to say.
Yeah, you know what? And actually, who the fuck are you?
You can call me Bella.
So TJ was compromised. Is that why he was eliminated?
Yes, but not by the people you want. Vampires as well. They're everywhere in this city. And what you saw on that tape, that was the first step in taking the power back away from them.
Boutel looks over at Jen Brown and he goes, "You're a Dompier." Okay, Jen Brown, I guess you better make well, I mean, he's like, "You're a Dompier." Like, they're utterly confused, but Boutel still seems very suspicious. And he's like, so we were being used? And now I think you need to convince him of that, because otherwise he's going to keep pushing on the fact that you weren't the mole, that you weren't helping TJ. And he's not going to believe you, basically.
So he thinks what did you say about a mole? Sorry.
That he doesn't believe that Miles is the Edward. He doesn't believe that Miles is necessarily on their side. He is, and he right. So you have to convince him of this story you've concocted, that TJ was compromised and that they were being manipulated the entire time, that the day shift, these cops were going after the wrong targets the entire time.
I mean, it's true, kind of. I mean,
well, they were working with the Camarilla.
But they thought they were just straight up vampire hunters working for one vampire turncoat.
I'd like to. What's the chances? What are the chances that Miles has medication on him from a previous heart condition, and that of the 2 bottles there is a red pill and a blue pill, and that I can reach into my pocket and pull one of each in my hand?
I think very low.
I'll roll for it.
No, do you have like a mirrored peace nez? You can.
I think you could have old heart medication. I don't know if they're going to be red and blue.
Take the white pill.
They're just going to be white and have like
slightly off white pill.
And in order to have that old heart medication, you've got to give me, just a 1 die chance roll, and it has to come up. I'm going to say. Actually, I'll make that roll for you. Okay. Don't worry about it. It's got to come up 7 or above. Let's see. Okay, you have it. You have a bottle of heart medication. They are plain white pills. They've been in your jacket for a year.
As Jen, I believe Jen is supposed to reply, but as she does, I try and slyly undo the cap and take one out and put one in my hand.
Okay. So, then I guess I'll say, you were right about their leadership. That was the head of the vampire clan known as the vampire institution known as the Camarilla. And Edward killed her, which is why we had to disappear.
Let me ask you, are you willing to stay the same? Think what you thought you knew? Or are you ready?
A pill.
To wake up. And see the truth.
Are there 2 pills in your hand? Tell me what you're showing them.
I guess 2 heart medication pills, because there's 2 of them, right? No, because they have to.
It's one of Viagra, Miles.
It's not red pill,
one of Viagra.
It's just 2 pills, 1 for each.
Oh,
I don't have red pill, blue pill, so I'm like,
So I'm not taking any pill, okay? Look. We want to know what you know. But you have to prove to us that you're on our side.
I swirl the pills around in my hands like, and then just...
I'm going to say I'm going to reach for my phone.
Okay.
Get her! Babe. I'm doing vampires.
Like Kara Clank of Coven, everybody. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
a cameo.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach for my phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my phone out.
Okay.
And
they're allowing it.
I'm going to go through the. I'm assuming that there was like when we did that huge hit. Of all of the different clans and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
that
Hell Night where a lot of Camarilla vampires were destroyed. Yeah.
So one of those was at the U.S. Steel building, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And Miles, I'm gonna bring up an article of that, I guess, and like of the carnage and stuff. I don't know that this is going to convince them of anything, but I'm going to show them and basically say, this is where the prince resided. All of this was done by our agents. That night was a coordinated attack on the vampire institutions. We crippled them that night.
I told you, Colton. Me and Weaver are right. We knew it all along. Like, and
you gotta understand, they've had a spell on you this whole time, and we're here to wake you up. We're here to wake everybody up.
Dale is like, give me the pill, and Colton's like, stop it. Wait. You've got to prove to us that you want to really hurt them, that you want to take them out of this world.
I already have.
And then I like twinkle the sword that cut off the prince's head.
I don't have to prove nothing. You have to prove that you're on the right side.
I think the two of you should join us for a hunt. See, we don't need to be manipulated anymore because we've started picking our own targets.
You might be stepping into a minefield, but
that's why we need you as a guide, right, Miles Vanderbuck? Right?
You're damn straight, Dale Passio, and fucking.
My name's Colton. That's Dale.
Look,
and who are you?
Son of Superstore fame.
Who are you? He looks at Jen Brown.
My name's Jen. And before you take us on a hunt, I think there's something that you should see.
Okay. Show us.
I'm going to start to get out of the car.
They're going to start to get out with you.
Nope, you follow.
In our van?
Yep.
Dale's like, okay. And he's like, no way. No. If you want to be our guide to this world, you got to let us be the guide tonight. If you hunt with us, if I see you destroy one of the undead, one that we pick, then I know you're at least somewhat on our side.
There's no way. You have no idea of what's going on above you. You pick the wrong thing, and we take something out. You could crumble the whole house of cards. It's conditional. I'll say that. If you got a bone to pick with that, well then, buddy, we can take it outside this van.
He's right.
Okay, so you're trying to convince them to just follow you in their van? Where are you going to take them, if I may know, just as the storyteller?
Yeah, what are you up to? Where could you possibly take? Don't take it to our hideout.
No, I'm not going to take them
I'll
to
be
the hideout.
happy to kill a vampire if they pick.
I'm not.
wisely.
Yeah, but I want to take them to a place. I want to take them to a vampire that we want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just like waltz into the fucking Nosferatu. Like, it needs to be strategic. So my plan was to
let's
get
see what
back
they
in the
want.
car with Curtis, and then pick a target and go.
You
Pick
get
someone
in the car, and I'll continue talking to these fools.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to convince them to follow you you're going to convince them. So basically right now they want you to hunt their target and you're saying, no, we're choosing the targets now. You were manipulated before, we're choosing them now. So how
Basically,
are you going to convince them? And you probably need Miles to talk to them because he gets those 2 extra dice on his convincing rolls. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Jen, what are you going to say to them?
Well, I mean, yeah, Miles needs to be able to deliver it, but basically to say something along the lines of like, we're not basically sort of something of what Thomas just said, but like, we're not trying to manipulate you. We're not trying to tell you treat you like lapdogs, even though we're going to kind of try to do that. But basically you're in over your head. And this is, we're going to show you basically, we're going to open the door. You're going to take the red. We'll show you something like,
you're going to take the heart medication.
You're going to take the heart medication.
I just don't know what they want to say. Maybe they'll have a name and it's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then I just want to like play that game for a little bit rather than start making all these demands, right? Because we just met them. And there's a little thing here. Because I want to make them think that, they're calling shots, or at least for a little bit. Or it's at least an equal thing. So can I just say, yeah, like it depends on what you want. Depends on who you want, because you're not the boss of us. We're the boss of you, so
right. So you want to hear who their target is.
Yeah, but I'm not there's definitely no agreements to this like blind kill test. Like if they want that, then I'll issue a blind kill test as well.
If you ask them, he'll tell you. You're asking them who their target is?
Who do you have in mind?
Colton pulls out a manila envelope and throws it down in front of you. And he's like, his name is Matthias Romano. If you open it, name? You've never heard that name before.
But I'd like to open and see if there's a photo.
There is a mugshot of a very young man with Roman. Long hair. It's who?
Is it Roman?
It is not. It's a young man with long hair. And he is it looks pink in the mugshot. He doesn't look like he's got vampire complexion in the mugshot. And Boutel says he's recently been questioned in connection to 2 homicides here in the Pittsburgh area. All 3 of his victims were exsanguinated. Passio's like, yeah, Colton here didn't catch the homicides, but you heard the interrogation, didn't you, Colton? That's right. This guy is a vampire. I'm convinced of it. And you should have seen the stuff we pulled out of his apartment.
Like what?
Lots of medical equipment, blood-related medical equipment, and there was some shit in magazines that made me want to vomit.
He put shit in magazines?
No, there wasn't. I like you, Miles. You're funny. Photos of people chopped to bits. Yeah, what people call blood play. It was disgusting. The guy had, upside down crucifix in his room.
All right.
And he wouldn't leave the precinct during the day.
All right.
He asked to stay until the sun went down.
I've never heard of him, but we can take a look at it. I assume his address is in here.
I hold up the envelope.
And they point to where the address is, and it's a neighborhood in Wind Gap, which is sort of a northern suburb of Pittsburgh.
All right.
Do we know if there's a clan that operates out of there?
You don't have any information on a clan in Wind Gap. The thumb drive stuck mostly to the city. This is like a northern suburb.
I'm not there.
I'm
In fact, what is Curtis Krieger doing? What's he thinking?
I'm just if you could cut to Curtis for a second, it's like just like on the between the seats, like and petting Ruby, and text and beginning the text like, "You okay? I need numeral 2 come in."
Okay. I will say that it's just to kind of gel the scene and what's happening, what we're seeing. It sounded like everybody got out of the back of the van, right?
The door's open. You're all having this conversation out the back. Okay, in that case, I'm just observing them in just like guns close at hand, just like stroking the dog who's emanating some awe and just like watching.
Okay. So they've handed you this guy that you have his address there. They're listing off the things about him that make them think that he's one of the night folk. They keep using terminology that you've never heard any vampire use. Mm-hmm. And at one point, Passy looks at you, Jen, and goes, "And he's a Dhampir like you."
I see.
Well, we'll investigate it, as they say.
We're going tonight.
Then we'll meet you there.
All right.
We're bringing the rest of our crew.
The rest of your crew?
That's right. It's not just the 2 of us.
How many people?
You know what? Don't worry about that right now. Just meet us on his street in, say, an hour and a half.
Sure. You're calling the shots, aren't you?
Yeah. If I see you give this fucking leech what he deserves, then I know I can trust you. And
Okay,
Passia says, "He looks like he might be a layup, but you never know with vampires, as you are both well aware of, I'm sure."
More than you know, friend. More than you know. We'll see you there. Should be a fun evening.
Okay, they're getting back into their van.
Let's get back in the car.
Yeah, let's get back in the car and sort of catch Curtis Krieger up.
Okay.
Everybody can make a wits plus awareness roll.
Where's my awareness? Okay. 1 second. If you had to guess.
Total failure?
Total failure.
I got one success.
Okay, so right before you're ready, they pull up to the side of your car. And now they see Curtis. And they're like, Dale is like, "You have to be straight with us. You have to tell us who you're bringing with you."
I since I passed that awareness roll, do I have time to get pink?
I
think we said I'd gotten
You
it.
don't. You had 1 success on your wits plus awareness roll. Okay. I don't think you did, but they are expecting vampires here. So they're like looking down at you from their van window and they're like, 90 minutes. And they drive off.
Okay, so how far is this place? Is it 90 minutes away?
No, it's not at all. You can make it there in 25 minutes, half an hour.
Here's the deal. My hunch
is that this guy,
waving the envelope,
is not a vampire. This guy's just some sick freak. And if that's the case, then they either think that he is and want us to kill him, or they know that he's not and want us to do their dirty work.
If they thought this guy was a vampire, where the fuck would they go there at night?
Exactly.
Was this guy awake at night? Did he tell me he didn't want to go outside during the day?
Or
It's just some fucking goth kid.
Or this is all a ruse to get us. What do you think the chances of turning these guys are versus showing up with the rest of us and ambush their ambush? Take them all out.
That was my thought. But they are cops. We would get a huge boon out of turning them, but it would have to be by force.
Or you convince them that you're the source of good information. And then you got a bunch of people who can do your dirty work during the day.
What information do we have, Curtis?
Whatever we choose to give them, they have no way of vetting it. We're the one source. Unless there's some other vampire working with them and giving them info, the only person they were dealing with was Cope, it sounds like.
Is there a vampire we want to give up? Give them to?
We could send them fucking anywhere.
Who is the other part of the trader thing? Like, there were two houses there. Like,
it was Blood Dance, right? It was Laura, and then Misery, and Eamon we killed.
Yes, right. So they were part of it. And the Nosferatu and the Toreador both kind of hated the Blood Dance, which is why you guys pretended to be the Nosferatu when you attacked the Blood Dance.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's that whole situation.
I mean, why don't we just send me in there and have you guys wait? Like, I don't want all of us with our foot in the trap noose. And then basically I'll prove that this guy isn't a vampire and then give up some other vampire.
But the problem is then that they're just renegades and we've given them a bunch of control right now. They're not in a place of subservience. We're not going to be able to order them around. They're going to be a problem unless they're ghouls.
Basically, if we show them all the right stuff, then
it becomes a kind of a tricky thing if they're not ghouled, though, because they want to kill vampires, which includes us, the other anarchs. If we prove ourselves to them, that's fine, but then it becomes a can we're kicking down the road, a problem that we're creating for later. I think if we're gonna do this, they have to come out ghouled.
Look, or we just kill them all.
Or we
I'm
kill them.
cool.
Bit of a wasted night, but
Yeah.
I don't think, I think that any answer you guys come up with is completely great. And in fact, you could even also go, let's just see what they do and not even meet up with them. And no, I'm serious, and work off of that later. Like, it's completely fine. So you guys let me know, but we should decide now.
Okay. Curtis is like, I think we should have the manpower during the day, kick the can down the road or whatever. As long as they think they're working for the Edward, then the Edward can send them wherever the Edward wants to.
Yeah, I say we play this out as long as we can, and if that other guy, not Passio, the other guy gets injured or killed in this little operation, who knows?
We don't know how many people they're bringing, though. They said that they were bringing the rest of
I
their
don't
group.
want to cower in a role-playing game. I want to go into the.
I know. I'm saying that we should get the rest of our anarchs.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying Vale.
Okay.
I'm saying if the anarchs meet us there.
Okay, yeah. That's cool.
Great. Who are you taking?
I mean, if we want to do that, all of our fighters, but that would be with the goal of turning them, of overpowering and turning them, which is sketchier, I think.
But if you overpower and turn someone, they really turned? Like, did they not? They remember that you did that. They kind of have to do it willingly, don't they? Or no?
I mean, aren't ghouls under your thrall? Isn't that like the whole thing?
So it's complicated. You create, and Miles would know this better than anybody. You create a blood bond with them. If the more they drink, the more they are sort of under your thrall. They think of you as like a loved one or someone that they do not want to betray, or that they will have deep emotional damage from betraying. But they are still able to betray someone they are in a blood bond with. They're still, it's just very difficult for them, right? And they will be, as Miles was, sometimes aware of the fact that they are under this bond. It's not a huge problem when a ghoul asks to become your ghoul or willingly enters the relationship because they know what they're getting into. But it could be a lot more complex when they've been sort of tricked into it.
The way I see it is this, to me, it looks like this faction of vampire hunters has two factions within it. One, Passio, the believer, and then the other guy who's not. Basically, we could like eliminate the non-believers and then be like, do you want to really see the truth? And then kind of frame it like that. I don't want to lay it out so.
But the reason that the
Jared can plan to thwart.
But the non-believers, quote unquote, the difference between them is Colton wants to be a vigilante who's not taking orders from a vampire. He just wants to go and kill vampires. Passio wants to work with the vampires wants to work with the good vampire to kill vampires. So if you take out the one who's more aggressive about killing vampires, that wouldn't seem to make you seem more trustworthy to people who already want to kill vampires. You see what I'm saying?
It's not that. It's he's not a believer in what the Edward means to the cause. Like Passio is like fucking QAnon, like Children of the Light kind of stuff.
You want to be Q.
I don't want. They want
a Q. They want you to be Q.
They think you. Well, some at least Dale thinks you are.
I mean,
it's time to decide. Are we taking a group of anarchs to this location tonight, helping them on this hunt, or are we going to attack them? Or a third thing?
It sounds like you guys want to just go for it without bringing anarchs in. I say
we play it with different stages because you just don't know how it'll go, right? So in my mind, it's like you just follow this thread. Maybe this guy's a vampire. We see or not. I doubt. Maybe, who knows? And maybe there's a fight. That's all kinds of things happen. And then whoever's left standing can be over. But I mean, we should definitely take backup and have them waiting in the wings to be called if needed. Tell everybody to get there and not be seen and wait like a block away or some shit.
Okay.
But basically, if we have an opportunity to turn or at least coerce some of these dudes to our side, that would be a good thing. And if not, then we're vamps.
We'll have a
blood wraith,
a paper trail of it. Okay.
Now correct me if I'm wrong, but we had Dutch as an outrider on this, didn't we?
You did. And he actually texts you that he's following them right now.
Great. So we got one back up on the scene. We can bring more.
I mean, our fighters are who? Dutch, Smokey, not the rednecks.
The rednecks are available to you. They're part of that.
Rednecks are available.
I know, but I don't think we should call them. It's Dutch, Smokey, and Cross, busy, right? Basically, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just the three of them, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if they're willing, if we can bring them and have them be covert. I mean, do I get the sense that they're capable of being covert from my dealings with them?
Well, Cross just took care of a mission for you where he didn't run out and start shooting people, right? Like he basically drove Dylan to work for a week. So, I guess he's capable of stuff if you give him clear instructions. You guys were like, don't show yourself, and he didn't.
Cross wants to play special forces, so
right.
he'll do the thing.
Okay, then I'm going to tell Cross to meet us at the location, but I feel like he should show up now. Basically, he can kind of see the lay of the land a little bit and then hide.
Establish a perimeter and wait.
Establish a perimeter, which I'm sure he'll love to do. Yeah. And with Smokey, I'll have Dutch meet them, and then they're not to move in unless either Miles, Curtis, or myself gives them a signal too.
You get a thumbs up, and then some military jargon you don't quite understand, and then he's headed out from Brownsville to the mustering point
with Dutch, or is Dutch already with us? I just want them to all convene, basically.
Yeah, they all get the message, no problem.
Cleveland Bob!
Get Cleveland Bob on this shit.
I agree.
Do you want to? You can. Okay, so your warriors, the ones you trust anyway, are en route to the location right now, and they will arrive there first and can give you a little bit of a report while you're on your way there. Is there any other prep? Anything else that you want to do? If not, well,
I want to listen to the bug.
Listen to the bug.
I want to listen to the bug in the van.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. Yeah. So you hear a bunch of voices now. You hear a voice you don't recognize. I think you hear like 4 voices. And Colton's finally breaks through the 4 voices. They're all men, indeterminate age, 30s, 40s, something like that. And Colton finally breaks through them, and he goes, look, it's simple enough. All right. We'll send Miles in to do the job. And if he does it, then we know we can work with him. He can offer us a target. Tit for tat. We exchange what information we have. He exchanged information with us. It seems like a fair trade. But, Weaver, I'm counting on you. I want you to hang back. If there is anything funny going on, you guys know the plan. And you hear like, yeah, hup, hup. And then they're saying like, 10-4, yeah, like they're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Like they're like whooping and stuff like that.
Great.
Oh boy. Okay, so we have Cross and those dudes hanging out.
And you are getting a report from them now, and I'm going to tell you that your time has almost elapsed. Cross goes, are you sure this is the place? Suburban house. Looks like there's an apartment over the garage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Punch
I
it.
say stand by, basically. Like, yes, but like stand. Just we'll give you the signal if we need you, kind of thing.
Okay.
Let's get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get
you. You guys pull up. Let's see something. Yeah, a big van is pulling up as you pull up. And 3 men get out of it. Passio, Colton Boutel, and a third guy who has a big black mustache. He's kind of like short. He's got a severe black haircut. He's wearing like a polo that like dads wear that shows off his muscles a little bit. He's got his polo tucked in, and he's got one of those things on your belt where you can keep all your gear. He's walking up with the 2 of them to your car.
I want this guy on our team.
As you instructed them, Cross and Dutch and Smokey are hanging back. They're like a block away. Okay, you told them not to be like immediately visible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see one other thing. Okay.
Hey, Jared.
Okay. Yes.
Do these guys are all cops?
They are all cops. Well, as far as you know, I mean, they were in a cop bar. They drive around in a police van.
Do they all have handcuffs on them?
The guy, especially the guy I just described, he definitely has a pair of handcuffs on his belt right now.
Okay. Do they all or just him?
Just him. The others do apparently, they do appear to be armed.
Okay.
They approach your car, but safely. They're a little ways away, and they're like,
I'm going to take a swig of alcohol.
Okay.
Get sweet medicine.
Going to put one in the chamber.
They're waiting for you to get out of your car.
I step out.
All right, Miles.
Yeah, here we go.
Do
See
the
how this
thing.
goes.
We got your back.
Are you coming out with?
It seems based on what we heard from the bug, they just want you. So I'm gonna hang back unless
You're the
someone
guy.
goes off.
Okay.
Have fun.
Your friends can stay there.
I'm here to cover you in case Weaver gets activated.
Your friends can stay there. Look, I don't want you to think of this as a test, all right? Think of this as a credit check. We're just checking your bona fides.
All right. Are you coming in there with me? You guys look like you're ready to go.
The little guy's like, we're always ready to go.
Sure you are.
And I ruffle his head.
Do you really?
No, that's not very imposing.
Okay. Butella says, I think I'll go in there with you.
Who does? Colton?
Colton Boutel, the one that doesn't trust you.
Okay.
Romano.
Yeah, sure.
yeah. It's Colton Dunn.
That's Colton Dunn.
It's Colton Dunn.
Yes. But he's playing the role of Colton Patel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, exactly. Good.
It's a dramatic role for him. He's
It's a departure, but
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
And he's like, all right. We know he's in the upstairs, the apartment above the garage. We know he's in there right now. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's
We go in. We knock the door down. Put this, and he pulls a stake out right through his heart.
Don't you want to confirm if he's a vampire?
I talked to the guy. Well, I listened to people talk to the guy for several hours. Trust me, he's a vampire.
If you say so, boss.
All right. He starts moving toward the building.
Are there lights on in the
following.
main house? Is there a
There
car
are
in the
no
driveway?
lights on the main house. It is quite late at this point. It is now something like 1:15 in the morning. Okay. Yeah, he's moving very swiftly, sinuously toward this garage. And he kind of gets up against the garage and is waiting for you, Miles.
Is there any other way to get into the garage, like a window or something?
So, a great question. The garage in front of you is separated from the house. It's not part of the house. The house is a 2-story kind of old Pittsburgh kind of a deal. Looks like it was probably made in the early 20th century. The garage seems like a newer building. It seems like it is separated from the house by 100 feet, 150 feet. And it has a garage door, which is shut. On the side of the garage, there are outdoor wooden steps leading up to a garage apartment. There's a little door up there, and there is a little bit of light coming out of a window beside the door, but the light isn't bright. It's sort of like this really cool LED thing that I have going on behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is cool. Okay.
Yeah. For dudes that are, into vampirism and being vampires. Colton's motioning for you to take the lead.
So I'm sorry. So there is a window, but is there a way up there? Could I climb something to get to this window?
The window is right on that little kind of wooden deck, but where the steps lead up to, it's right beside that door.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want to stop him, offer a different plan. Right now, he's motioning for you to go up those stairs.
Well, sounds like either entrance point is up those stairs. So I do go up, but before he knocks on the door, I just sort of tell him to wait 1 second, calm down. And then I peek around. I would like to go around the corner and just look in the window and see what I can see.
Okay, so you're kind of moving around the garage, right?
You said it goes upstairs and there's a porch and then there's a window up there near the door?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I would like
you just want to peek in the window.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of a smart move on your part. The second you look in, you see that there is another window in the back of the garage. You're looking into a dirty little apartment with like it's all a studio kind of a deal. There's like a little mini fridge. There's like a mattress on the floor. There's all kinds of posters of like black metal bands. There is like a bunch of equipment and like machinery and apparatus kind of like pushed into one corner. But there is a window in the back. A window in the back of the garage, the side of the garage you couldn't quite see, and there are 2 feet going out that window currently.
What do you mean?
I mean,
someone's leaving.
Someone is leaving.
Oh,
When you look in, you see someone leaving in the weird LED light. You see someone leaving out that window.
I'm going to. Fuck. What's the quickest way? I'd like to basically jump off this porch and go around the garage, not caring for fall distance or anything like that, because I'm a big, strong, old guy.
Okay, so you're kind of so what you could do right now is rather than go through the apartment to the window,
can I like hop onto the top of the garage and get on the?
That's what you could do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I'd like to do.
You want to do that? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Colton's right behind you, and you leap onto the top of the garage. Miles, you have potence. You've done this kind of stuff before. I'm not going to make you roll for that because there's not a real risk for you yet. But I am gonna let you get up on top of that. Like you move with vampiric strength, like you leap, you land on top of the garage, and you start kind of clambering over it. And when you get to the other slope, the other side of the garage, you can see there's a very steep wooded hill behind the garage, and you can see the back of like a jacket and like a pair of jeans, like disappearing into those woods on this steep hill. I'm sure that you follow.
Yes, very much.
Yes. So let's go ahead and make it a roll now. It's just to see if you can kind of keep up with this guy, grab him before he gets too far. I don't think you have anything that helps your speed, so you're basically going to have to leap off the back of this garage onto the wooded hillside and try to catch up with this guy, giving me a dexterity plus athletics roll.
Okay.
This guy's going to roll his.
Can I do? I want to do stamina.
I know you do, but it hasn't become like you're not like running after him like a long. You're like leaping and trying to like catch this hill like he did.
One success.
He got 3. So you, I'm gonna rule that you're like you grabbed onto the back of that hill, but you slid a little bit. Miles isn't like the most agile guy, so you kind of slid a little bit. You're kind of grabbing onto grass and like weeds as you try to like get up the hillside. You hear Colton behind you go, "Fuck!" And then you hear him like he's like kicking in the door of the apartment. Let's see how he does at that. Okay, yeah, you hear a smashing sound inside. You see your smashing sounds inside the apartment. Okay, so now it's a new round. And what I would like to let Jen Brown and Curtis Krieger know is that somewhere far off behind them, no need for a roll, you start hearing gunfire. No, guys, it's not coming from the house where Miles is on his vampire hunt. It's coming from, say, I don't know, a block away.
Mm-hmm.
And so now let's have everybody tell me what they're going to do in the action round, and then we will do it one at a time. Curtis Krieger, what are you going to do?
Okay. Any movement from the van?
Movement from the van. Yes. Well, the 2 guys were already outside of it. They were kind of like, back behind it, not making themselves very visible to the house. But when you look out at them, you see them suddenly like perk up and they hear it too. And they're drawing.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's good.
We're in the car, right?
Yeah. I think, if this is creating a diversion, I'll just like throw in a reverse and go back towards where the gunfire is coming from.
As you're like turning past them, and by the way, I'm not going to make. Look, you're in a car. You're going to be able to drive where you're going, but I do want a drive roll just to see how this goes. Like,
Sure.
how quickly do you get it in reverse, get it out of this street, and start to head to where your backup is?
What's that? Dex plus drive?
That sounds good.
Okay. Yes. 4 successes.
Ooh.
Right.
Like,
okay. So
I Tokyo drifted
Because I was
around
gonna say,
them.
you're
yeah, they're drawing while you're Tokyo drifting down the road, and they, you know, as Jen Brown, maybe you have a chance to look back. You see the cops going like because they see that you just immediately booked it out of there when that happens. Okay, so now Jen Brown, is there anything you want to do while you're in the car here, like, and Curtis is taking you?
Let's see. So there are 3 cops in front of us. Is that right?
Well, they're kind of in your rear view now. And
I'm sorry,
only,
behind us.
Yeah, and there are only 2 because remember Colton followed Miles up to the house.
Weren't there 4 guys though?
Right. Well, they said that they were having whoever Weaver is hang back and keep like kind of an overwatch position when you listen to them.
So
right?
This is probably Weaver.
This might be Weaver interacting with your friends.
Okay. I'm sure Miles is not in the place, but I'm going to text Miles basically what's going on. Like anarchs fighting Weaver ?
Okay,
Bling,
Miles,
bling,
you're like
bling.
literally pulling clods of soil out of the side of a hill when all of a sudden your phone goes, duh, duh, duh. What are you doing this round?
I'm trying to catch up to this guy.
Okay, and he's going to keep running as well.
I mean, I don't think I'll be able to catch him, though. I'm not a runner.
Well, I think, the good news is that I'm not going to make you, like, roll again to, like, get up the side of the steep hill. Your roll eventually gets you, you didn't get as many successes as him, but you did get up to where it's more level. And now he's running through very deep woods that are back on this hill behind the garage. So now it is more of a stamina plus athletics roll versus him, because you're like, trying to see who can just like make their lungs and legs move faster, longer. And I'm going to say, since he already had a 2 successes head start on you, you need to get at least that many to kind of catch up to him.
I'm going to use a willpower because that sucked. Okay. I got 3 successes.
Great. He rolled 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's what I want to say. No, you're right behind him. Like, you're like right behind him now. Like, the moonlight is kind of breaking through the trees like every second, like, and the trees are going by quickly, and he's like hopping over logs and things like that. And he comes out of the woods onto this old suspension bridge. It's not even over any running water anymore. Whatever the water might have been back in the day is all dried up. It's just an old kind of like wooden bridge that's kind of going over this sort of cleft in the hills, and he starts scrambling out onto it, and you can tell that the ground is much more precarious out there. Curtis Krieger, you're still driving, right? And you're only driving about a block.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you start to pull into the area where you think that you left your guys, and you can see that Dutch and Smokey are on their cycle, like not on their cycles, they're behind their cycles with guns drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And they are kind of in the street, like with like their bikes parked, using them as like cover. And then beyond them, there's more. This is a very wooded kind of suburb. Beyond them, there's more foliage, more trees and things like that. And you can tell that that's, the point that they're kind of keeping an eye on and kind of taking cover from.
He's up in the trees. It's in the woods.
Possibly. What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm gonna.
You're still in the car, by the way. You have to. Stop,
I'd like to. With all those successes, can I like come to a stop?
Absolutely.
And then get Ruby, and I would like to run with her over to the cover provided by the bikes.
Okay, great. That's what you're going to do this round. Jen Brown, what would you like to do this round?
How far does it seem that the gunshots are coming from? How far away?
You don't hear any right now. You don't hear any right now. But it definitely looks like, there's some sort of gunfight going on because of how Dutch and Smokey are positioned.
Where's Cross? Do I see Cross?
Great question. Why don't you give me a wits plus awareness roll to find him? Yeah.
Ugh, I roll like such shit when I get hungry. Okay. 1 success.
Yes. So all I'm going to say is that ahead of you, 1 success isn't enough, but all I'm going to say is ahead of you suddenly, as Jen Brown's like kind of peering into the darkness, she sees, like hears automatic weapons fire and sees like fire, like the discharging shells make the night bright for a second up ahead. Let's go back to our chasers. Basically, Colton like got through the window and he's kind of like, lagging far behind you in the woods right now, Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Miles, are we just trying to grab this guy again as he heads out onto this bridge?
Yeah, I want to grab him.
Okay.
And now I guess take him. Yeah, I just want to get him first, and then I'll talk about what it's.
Okay, this time it is going to be a dexterity plus athletics roll because this thing is kind of got pieces missing out of the bottom of it. It's like an old rotting bridge that was used back in the day. So that's what you're going to do. Your quarry is seemingly kind of stopping and hanging onto the side of the bridge and like digging through his pocket for something. Colton is trying to catch up with you. Give me your dexterity plus athletics roll. And I need at least 2 successes.
Total failure.
Okay, do you have willpower you can use?
Wouldn't matter. I'm dealing with hunger, baby. I'm a hungry boy.
Okay, here's what happens. Now it's getting interesting for your storyteller. Miles, you're running and your foot just goes through some of the wood like that below you and you fall and you falter and now you're kind of like stuck with like one leg hanging down through this old suspension bridge. And that's when your quarry, this young man, turns around and you can see he has like this big strange syringe and he's like coming toward you with it as you kind of are like stuck inside of this like bridges between the wood of the bridge. And now we come to we're back to Curtis Krieger. Curtis Krieger, what would you like to do?
Okay, this may be too much, but I just want to, if whichever one of the bikers I've kind of gone over to, and I'm just like, shoot her in the tree line.
And they just kind of like nod, and then they kind of like point exactly where they're talking about. And yeah, that's kind of roughly where you guys just saw some automatic weapons fire.
All right, can I act again?
Let me know what you're doing. What are you doing?
I want to dash and use weight of a feather to leap and basically run up into the branches of the trees.
Okay. Well, interesting.
To just like hurl my body into the air and then just like whoosh, up to a branch.
I sort of love it, except that there is you know what? I'm going to allow you to try it. Okay. So what I need from you is
and I think maybe implicit in that is cover me.
Okay. But I think that Curtis maybe even forgot to say it.
Right, yeah.
He starts running toward the tree line and he leaps, and I need a dexterity plus athletics. No, strength plus athletics. And then I want you to add your dots of protean, however many those are. And I don't want you to tell me what you got yet. I don't want you to tell me what you got yet. Jen Brown, what are you going to do?
What I want to do, which I don't know if that's going to fuck up everyone else's day though, but what I want to do is I want to hop in the driver's seat and rush toward the forest with the headlights on. So like with the brights on.
Okay. I think that makes sense, and I'm not even going to make you take a drive roll to do that. I think that it's easy enough to do that. Suddenly, Dutch and Smokey are like, "What the?" Because the car goes careening past their 2 cycles. You light up this area with the brights, and now you can see that up in sort of like a hunter's like kind of perch. There is a guy and right ahead of you. In fact, your car might hit him if you don't hit the brakes soon. Is Cross, and he's the one who's opening up with the automatic weapons fire. He's brought some sort of assault rifle with him, and he's firing up into the tree line. I am going to ask you what happened with your roll now, Curtis Krieger.
5 successes.
Yes.
Okay, so look, normally that's not how weight of a feather works.
I used it to jump over a fence earlier.
Right, and but 5 successes means I'm going to allow it to work that way.
Cool.
So basically, Curtis Krieger, okay, this car is coming at them. Curtis Krieger runs past the motorcycles. He leaps. And in a true Lost Boys vampiric fashion, he just sort of like glides up into the tree stand to a guy who's like wearing like, a knit cap low over his head, all in black. He looks like kind of a real tall, lanky dude with like a crew cut and like just a real horse face. And that guy is like holding like a rifle with a scope, and he's got like he's also got like some sort of goggles on, and he's up there. And Curtis Krieger, you leap just far enough. 5 successes. I've got to let it happen, and you land beside him. Miles Vanderbuck, this guy's headed toward you with this syringe. What are you going to do?
Where is Colton Boutel?
Yes, let's find out right now. Let's find out right now.
Getting to the bridge?
Let's find out right now. He's not to the bridge yet. He keeps like not getting enough successes. So he's kind of like lagging behind you somewhere.
How much time, I guess, rounds, let's say, do I have? Is this guy with the syringe?
This guy's going to eject the syringe this round. I want to describe him to you. He's wearing like an old military jacket. He looks like, to you, Miles, he's a baby. He looks like he might be like 18 years old. He's got like a mop of brown hair, and there's something in his eyes that scares you a little bit. Even you, Miles Vanderbuck.
Does he have a pinkness to him, or like a non-pinkness to him?
He's pink. He's fully pink, and he's headed toward you. And it's very clear that he's going to jab this into you this round.
I was hoping Colton was here, but I'm going to grab the bridge, take out my sword, and literally try and Indiana Jones chop the bridge as much as I can.
You're going to like chop up the bridge. I love that.
Yeah, cut it in 2. So
that's fucking crazy. That's really crazy. I'm going to roll his attack, and I want you to roll. Damn, what would you roll for that? I think just you can roll your melee plus strength. And we'll see how much damage you do to this bridge.
Can I put some potence on there or no?
Oh, you must. And I insist. Yes, absolutely. Put the potence on there. Put all of your potence on there. Here he comes with his thing.
Potent. Aw.
That's not a good
I'm going to
sound.
burn more willpower.
Okay. I know how many successes he got. How did you do?
3.
He got 3. Here's what happens. He jams the syringe into your neck. You swipe, but as he was coming toward you, you like hit it and broke some of the bridge. Hit it again and broke some of the bridge. Hit it and broke some of the bridge. And when he jabs it into your neck, you and he both suddenly fall into the gully below you at the same time. And you hit that. Like I said, there's no water down there anymore. So you just hit the ground hard. And that means you are dealt rather. And you are going to have this because you are a vampire, right? And it is superficial damage. You are dealt. Oh, I don't have to roll dice. I can just tell you. 6 damage, so only 3 for you. And keep in mind that you can, rouse to kind of like heal some of that if you'd like in a little bit when it comes around to your turn again. But this guy has just taken 6 bashing damage, and it doesn't take him out of the fight totally because lethal damage is what would do that. But he's like, and he didn't have a chance to do whatever that was before you brought the floor out from underneath of him.
Yeah.
He didn't have a chance
left unplunged.
Oh, it's just stuck in your neck right now, Miles. Like you're just like laying there on the floor of the gully, like with like dirt and wood and like probably if it was daytime, people would see a big cloud of dust come up from the gully, but like and you're just like laying there with a big syringe sticking out of your neck. And let's go back to Curtis Krieger.
Right.
Curtis, you are beside a man in a tree. Who is quite surprised to see you there.
Okay, for the first time, I want to try something. I want to attack this shooter with feral weapons.
Oh, great. Okay, great. So you sheath your claws, right?
Right. So I rouse the blood to use that, right?
Okay.
Is that correct?
Right. That's right. You rouse the blood. Yes, absolutely. And recall that can make you hungrier.
I get hungrier.
Okay. And what hunger does that put you at right now?
3. So I think Curtis might be having some dinner right now.
It sounds like he might.
Okay. Great. So it's that plus like what would that be? Dexterity grapple or strength grapple?
Yeah, your grapple that works. I mean, in like claws, grappling, that all makes sense to me.
And I'm sorry but it's like dexterity
brawl.
grapple
Brawl with your grappling specialty,
and then Protean.
No, you're not going to add Protean to the attack roll. You're going to do more damage though with the attack.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now the thing is, now that you're in combat with somebody, he gets to do something too. And he is going to try to do his own version of some special forces shit. Okay, and we're gonna see who comes out on top of this. Before we roll, Jen Brown, what are you going to do? Oh, because Jen Brown, I can tell you, you do see Cross like, and he's sort of like going like like with like the automatic weapon. What are you going to do?
He doesn't know where he's shooting.
Well, he's shooting up at the tree.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the car and kind of try to. I mean, he's shooting. Everyone can hear everything. I'm gonna go Cross.
Okay, we're gonna do command to get him to stop firing, right? And he is intending to fire. So your successes on that have to be more than his successes on his fire roll. And if that happens, then he will stop. He will cease fire. Okay. And the roll I'm going to ask for from you is a composure plus you can choose, Jen Brown, leadership or intimidation.
Well, it's going to be leadership because I have no intimidation. So composure. Oh, this is all going to be hunger. No, it's not.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to deal with this scene first. I want everybody to roll. Ready? Go ahead, Curtis Krieger. Curtis Krieger, how'd you do?
5 successes, my man.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Five after five.
Maybe on a hot streak.
That's more than my guy, quite a bit more. So I believe that you add 2 damage, and you've gone over his successes by 2. So you're dealing 4 lethal damage to him right now. Jen Brown, how did you do? Because I'm about to roll Cross's firearms.
2 successes.
I have bad news for you, Jen Brown. Your soldier doesn't listen and opens up on the hunter's blind with his automatic rifle while Curtis is up there. So Curtis, describe to me what your attack looks like against this guy, and then I'm going to tell you what happens to you after that.
Tell me if this exceeds what that. I mean, this is what I want to do. because what happened is I just launch myself up in there, and suddenly there's just this guy next to him, like,
Yeah.
and then I just want there's like claws.
Yeah.
I want to go right into I just want to punch his heart right out of his chest.
I think with I think with 4 lethal, what I'm going to allow is that you think your claws are on his heart right now. You've definitely broken some ribs and cracked through the rib cage. He he was trying some kind of block, hand-to-hand maneuver, but it didn't work. Like your claws came right through that, slicing his hand open. Your hands are in his chest, and that's when bullets fill the air, hitting both of you. And I'm going to rule that both of you take 4 more lethal damage. Because Cross is just sort of spraying the tree. And
is it lethal for Curtis?
It's not. It's superficial for you, Curtis, and it's halved for you. So you take 2,
damage?
but this cop has now taken 8 lethal damage altogether. So Cross gets the kill, even though you got into his chest. Suddenly this guy's hit by a couple more bullets and goes limp in your hands. And now let's go over to where Miles is. Oh, and by the way, Jen Brown, you were like, Cross, stop! And he didn't even listen. He just kept like a fool. Okay, and that's when we come to Miles and this guy getting up off of the ground.
Miles is also like, he grabs the syringe out of his neck, and actually, what I'd like to do is pocket the syringe and grab this guy. Basically tackle him and bring him over to the cliff face, so that if the cliff face that we came from, so that if Colton comes, he can't really see. I kind of want to
see what's happening. Interesting. Yeah. I love it. So the guy is literally crawling away right now because it hit him. It did knock the air out of him more than it did you. And he decided to he's not even on his feet when suddenly you have a hold of his feet. And now I can tell you that you hear Colton's voice and you see the beam of a flashlight coming down into the gully. So here is your role to kind of get him kind of in an angle where Colton can't quite see. I want a strength plus, I think, subterfuge roll. You're trying to or stealth. You can choose stealth instead. You're trying to kind of move the guy where you want him so that Colton can't quite get an angle on you. Exactly.
1 success. Man, I am not rolling hot tonight.
I know that sucks, but let's see how Colton does it, seeing where you're at.
1's a reasonable number.
Okay, let's see how he does it seeing you. Okay, you hear his voice go, Miles! And then you can see him kind of coming down the hill toward you. It looks like he might be able to see whatever you were thinking of doing or were about to do, but he's not to you yet. You still have some time to do something before he arrives or to set something up to present to him. I don't know what Miles Vanderbuck is thinking right now, but I can't wait to find out what it is. Okay, so now let's go back to our friends in the tree blind, and I will ask for Curtis Krieger's next action.
Am I right in thinking that because this guy's dead now, I can't drink him?
Sir, it's going to be a problem for you. Yes, that's right. I mean, he's not dead in this exact second, so Curtis might start drinking from him now, and but he won't get a full meal from him. Does that make sense? And in fact, you know what? I'm through talking about it. Curtis, you're going to roll your current willpower. I don't know how much you've spent, and you're going to see if you can even stop yourself from ripping into this guy.
Now, did we get 1 back at the top of this session? Is that right?
You always get 1 back at the top of the session. That's correct.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. My willpower.
And what's your hunger right now?
My hunger is currently 3, and I rolled 2 successes.
Not enough. Curtis, you just start to kind of rip into this guy.
Can I say that it's hit by bullets, and it's God damn it. And I just tear the heart, like still connected by cables of like arteries and veins. And it just like it's like the apple, just like right from the source.
You know, we can say that, and I want to add something too. That's exactly what happens. Like, and Jen Brown, maybe you see this, the lights of the car on it, and you see Curtis like rip free the heart of this guy and like bite into it like an apple, and you see him like quickly get disgusted with it. Like it's not right. The person has to be alive. This is not how the kill is supposed to work. But Curtis, I got to tell you, I think that for several different reasons, and this is not exactly how it says the clan banes work in the book, but this is how it's working tonight. Like Curtis like looks like more hairy, and like his eyes are like glowing yellow, like in the like Thriller video. As he does this, he's taken on the clan gangrel sort of weakness and is looking like way more feral up there right now. That is when I would like to know what Jen Brown's action is.
Is Cross still firing like a dummy?
Cross, let's see.
Or does he know what's happening now?
Let me see. Yeah, Cross, like when Curtis is ripping open a heart and now the lights are on him and everything, you see Cross like the fucking fool like stops his gun and then looks back at like Dutch and Smokey and goes, "Hold fire!" So what would you like to do, Jen Brown?
Take a moment to be fucking annoyed at Cross, and then go to the tree and kind of cautiously and go, "Curtis, can he?"
Dutch and Smokey are like coming back up behind you, and everybody's looking up at Curtis, who is like growling and like, you know, moving about like an animal up in the tree.
I want to say to them, "What are you looking at me for? Keep a watch." And then I'm going to.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go back up to him and try to like come down the tree, buddy. Is Ruby around?
Mm-hmm. She's in the car.
She's at your side soon. I mean, like she's kind of down. She couldn't leap up into the tree, of course, but she's like near you. Yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe Ruby helps coax him down a little bit, but like.
Ruby is kind of wagging her tail beside you and is like toward Curtis. We'll find out what happens next round. But right now, I'm really intrigued in what Miles Vanderbuck has planned here. Miles Vanderbuck. Tell me, what is your angle?
My angle is changing constantly due to repeating failures.
Yeah.
So go to Plan C now. Plan Cena, John Cena. And I'm going to, so if Colton's making his way down the bank, whenever there's a second and the flashlight's not on me or whatever, I'm going to take a gamble, and I hope I'm not wrong. I'm going to bite this guy.
Okay.
Am I going to bite him? I'm going to use the ability Brutal Feed and stir them all up in one go. I'm going to stir this boy dry.
Wheeze the juice. Suck it. Suck
great.
that boy dry.
Great.
I'm drained him.
I'm going to drink his ass.
So, you don't want Colton to see it though, right? So I'm going to let you use the power, no problem. But I think the way we'll do it is you need to get a certain number of successes to kind of time it so that it happens when the flashlight's like not quite pointed at you, because you're hungry, Miles. You're hungry, and this guy's looking right at you. You've got him pressed against the earthen wall. There are like weeds and roots like behind him, and you can see him in the moonlight. And he's smiling, and he's going like, "Yeah, do it, man." Do it. And it's going to be, let's see, Brutal Feed. Let's see. Brutal Feed. The bodies hit the floor. I just want a plain old run-of-the-mill strength plus. He's even letting you do it. You only need one success to pull this off. Strength plus brawl.
Okay.
But the more success, you only need one success to feed off of him. You need more if you need 3 for Colton not to see it happen.
I got 4.
Miles, explain to me what it looks like when Miles brutal feeds.
What does it look like when a vamp brutal feeds? Well, he's Bruja, is probably like part frenzy. He just sort of like looks back, sees Colton stumbling down, and then just like eyes roll back into his head, like scrumps on him. And you kind of see, because it's so quick and so violent and so like intense, his belly distends because he's ingesting on a man's all of his blood. It's so quick that there's like a little vacuum thing happens. So it's like this dude kind of like
yes, I love that. The guy suddenly is like you've exsanguinated him so quickly that his skin has become like kind of desiccated. He's become like a little bit like mummy like and corpse like instantly.
Yeah, but then I'd like to just quickly roll him over so he's face down and just sort of, and then like be hunched, then be kind of like standing over him actually.
Okay. Colton arrives beside you and is like, is he down?
Check him yourself.
Colton walks over and he's about to kind of turn him over. He turns him over with his foot and he's looking at like
with the syringe. I jab Colton in the neck with a syringe.
You're about to do that next round. I'm going to go back to these guys, but you are about to do that. Okay.
You're done.
I want to.
I give the orders, Colton. I give them.
Yes. So, Curtis Krieger. I think we should play this, right? I mean, and I want to be clear. According to the rules, like I don't know that Curtis has frenzied, but he couldn't help himself from feeding, and he is reacting as if he is frenzied. And there's more to this maybe than meets the eye right now. I don't feel the need to explain all of it, but Curtis, play out what you think you do next. Tell me what you're about to do.
Okay. Like, so I just like gave him the suck, but it wasn't quite right. And
yeah.
And I'm just like, so you're just seeing the face, like kind of shit, like that thing where it's like a little too fast of like,
yeah, exactly. Yes, that's exactly right. And it's all in the headlights from like the car you guys like stole at some point. It's like I don't know what we said, a Corolla or something like that. Yes, what?
But then maybe when I see Ruby, is it like, like friend? Yeah, literally.
Yeah, maybe when you see Ruby, it is like that, or maybe it's not. Let's see if Ruby can talk you down by let's see. I think I want a willpower roll again, and if you succeed at it with like 3 successes, you're not going to go into like a full frenzy.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you have one more die for Ruby, kind of like sitting there and kind of like whimpering at you.
Can I do anything to add to that?
Yes, that's a great idea. Jen Brown, what are you going to do?
I sort of want to, let's see. I wonder what I would roll for this. But basically, God, all my rolls are like finance, technology. Not good for the situation. Basically, just try to find a way to appeal to Curtis past the kind of animal that he's become. And do a bit of a like, Curtis, it's Jen. Please, please come down kind of thing.
Okay, great. You can do that by giving me a persuade roll. I think that Jen Brown has a little bit of that, and she can add her resolve to it if she'd like.
Okay.
Allow her to roll, and I want her to roll first. Go ahead and do that.
Failure.
Oh, do you want to use any willpower? You don't have to, of course.
Okay. Let's give it a go. 2 successes.
Okay. Add 2 dice to your willpower roll, Curtis Krieger.
Okay.
Remember, you're rolling your current willpower plus those 2 dice, 1 for Ruby, 1 for Jen.
3 successes.
That's enough. Curtis, you are able to come back to yourself, and probably just in time, because you are a crucial part of the team, and that is the moment when you hear Dutch and Smokey go, "We got company!" and another set of headlights breaks the night as the van comes careening around the corner. And so let's go back to Miles Vanderbuck. Miles, you have the jump on him. You have the jump on him. You stuff the syringe into his neck. And are you going to use the mechanism which apparently pulls blood out of a person?
Oh, it wasn't a plunger thing?
It's not. You realize now that you have it in his neck that it doesn't have chemicals in it. It's not an injection.
Okay.
It draws blood out of somebody.
This just puts a damper on the whole proceeding.
Okay then. So you described him. I jab it in his neck, and he's going.
Yeah,
right?
Except he's not making noise because you couldn't. Like, you probably stabbed through his vocal cords as well. He is going to take, like, I'm going to give him, like,
God,
5 lethal for that, and I think he's really stunned for the round, so you can do something else.
I'd like to then I would like to pull it out, slice my own wrist, and squirt my juice in the man's mouth.
Squirt.
I want to give him the blood, Eli. Give him the blood. Give him the blood so we can all get out of here.
Okay, so here's what I want to describe what's happening. And people in the chat, you might have something to say about what's about to happen. Basically, blood is like he's lost a lot of blood from his neck. Like, you got him like right into, so he's like losing a lot of his own blood, right? But simultaneously, Miles is putting his blood into him.
Yeah, does this count as
are you gonna turn him?
Don't know.
There's an argument to be made.
I'm constantly forgetting the rules. So
Vampires of Pittsburgh, where our players consistently accidentally do awesome, horrifying stuff.
Chaos.
Actually, Miles, if you want some sort of role to kind of know what's going on, because I know I'm doing a lot of metagame talk right now, you absolutely are entitled to it. Or you can just let these chips fall, baby. It's up to you,
baby.
Very good. So
you know me, Jared. Let them fall.
I love it when the chips fall. The lifeblood of this guy is pouring out of his neck, and Miles finally gets his wrist open and gets it into the guy's mouth. And for a moment, Colton is just dead there, but then he starts drinking from Miles's wrist, and
as he does, I want my wrist down him. I want to be nice and close, face to face. So when he opens his eyes, I want to be right there.
Okay, you did it. He's like, actually, his eyes are like coming open now, and you don't know quite whether he's registering you or not, but he's looking at you. But you know what? I have to go back to our other team because they have a really dicey situation going on. So I can tell you guys now that the van has pulled to a stop, and the doors are flying open. Curtis Krieger, you're quite a ways away and like kind of up high. What are you going to do?
Okay. Does this guy still have his I'm up in the deer blind and hunting blind. Does it still have the this guy's rifle?
Oh, yes.
I pick it up and I train the crosshairs on the van.
Jen Brown, you see what Curtis is doing because your attention was on him. Jen Brown, what would you like to do?
Can I see these guys? Can they hear me?
Yes, I think it's safe to say that they can see you and hear you.
Are they still in the van, or have they gotten
the
out of
doors
the van?
have opened, but that's all that's happened so far. They're not out yet.
Okay, I'm going to try compel.
Okay.
Great. I'm going to say, one of these guys has handcuffs, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, throw your weapons aside and stand where we can see you.
Great. So you need a lot of successes, which you got last time, to get 2 guys to listen to you. If you get a couple successes, at least one of them is going to do it. Okay. And Curtis, just to be clear on your action, you were just training the gun on them, right? You weren't firing yet.
Let's say, can I I feel like there's no way of turning. Well, fuck it. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna take the knees out of one of these guys.
Okay. I will say, okay. So here's what I want. I first want Jen Brown's compel roll, and her compel roll is what did we say? It's always
I forget.
No, it's okay. I that's why we have all these beautiful cheat sheets. And if you don't have them at home, I recommend you find one on the internet. Here it is. Give me a charisma plus dominate roll. Remember, you only have 1 dot in dominate.
Yes.
And then they're going to use. Well, they're not vampires, so they can't even really use their resolve.
I got 1 success.
Or wait, no, they can roll it. They can roll. Oh, you got 1 success. Okay, let's see how my man does. Okay, so these guys aren't. Sorry, Jen Brown. Your 1 success doesn't hold up to. Wait. Let me roll for the other guy. Okay. Yeah. All right. So.
Okay.
The guy with the mustache, the short guy in the polo, you said throw your weapons down and get out of the van. Is that what
and
you
stand
said?
where we can see you?
Okay. He immediately scrambles down out of the van, takes his gun off his belt, throws it on the ground, and stands like this. The other guy gets out with a gun, and he is going to fire probably at Jen Brown this round.
Away.
Is this when you're going to fire Curtis Krieger?
Yes.
Then let's all fire guns, shall we?
That's Dex plus firearms?
That's going to be a Dex plus firearms. That's right. And he's going to fire his Dex plus firearms.
So did I get any hunger back from that little suck? Or not?
Zero.
Zero.
The guy was dead. Cross robbed you of your feed.
We're gonna have a little talk to Cross after this mission.
All right.
How'd you do, man?
Guys, they're hot tonight. I got 4 successes.
Oh, wait.
That's more than he got. So but I think that he was aiming at Jen Brown. You were aiming at him. Let me do this. Let me just do something really quickly.
Just so I know, I take lethal damage, right? Because I'm a thin blood.
You sure do. And right now you take 7 of it. But Curtis Krieger, if you'd like, I think your attack can knock away damage from his attack rather than doing damage to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Basically, having to kind of account for you and kind of take cover means he doesn't blast Jen Brown with 7 fucking lethal damage this round.
I go into torpor.
Okay, great. So instead, it's only 4 lethal damage, Jen Brown. And you are in a gunfight with this guy. But don't forget that Cross is also there, and so are Dutch and Smokey.
That's
and
right. I got other eyes on the quarry.
Yeah.
Can I say my turn's elapsed, right?
You can say something. What would you like to say?
Did the dude that just went like this, is he the one with the handcuffs?
That's right.
I want to go cuff him to Cross.
Oh, okay, great. Well, in that case, Cross doesn't open fire. Dutch and Smokey do. They open fire on the guy that just shot Jen Brown. Jen Brown, you got to give me, in order to say that, because you just got shot by bullets, I want you to give me a resolve plus stamina roll.
Oh, stamina. Okay. Total failure. I just gurgle and I fall to the ground, I'm guessing.
You live up to your nickname. I think you like gurgle, fall. Well, you don't have to fall. Actually, it's a total failure. Yes, you do. You didn't like stand your ground. And as you're laying on the ground, you're like, cuff him. But nobody hears you. Miles Vanderbuck, this guy's eyes open. Bob, he was the linchpin. He was the keystone.
Yeah, he could have been here whining the whole time.
Colton's eyes open. He's looking up at you. Yeah.
Welcome to the team. Congratulations. You just took the red pill.
Oh my God.
And Miles Vanderbuck, that's when you see that Colton's eye teeth are kind of elongating into fangs. And his face is going bone white. And he's like, he's basically like, hungry. He's hungry, Miles.
Okay. Well, I got a belly full of blood. I got blood to spare.
Say good. You feel that? You feel that hunger in your body, in your bones? That's what we want. We don't want followers. We want people who want to do exactly what they want. You want to do what you want, don't you?
And I give him a little bit more juice.
Okay.
I'm going to print this fool.
Look, you are now, I'm not even going to tell you exactly what you've done. Yeah.
Good, because I don't know.
Tell you exactly what
I'm just going to give him more juice.
What I do want from you is, I think I want 2 rouse rolls from you right now.
All right.
Oh,
you
boy.
did just brutal feed on a full human, so
yeah,
you should be able to handle it. But
yeah, I'm not hungry, right?
Yeah.
If you slurp someone to death, you go 0 hunger.
Go ahead and say 3 of your hunger went down from that brutal feed, if you had any. And so, what do your 2 rouse rolls do?
2 rouse rolls. 1 is a success. 1 is a failure.
Okay, so you get a little hungrier because you're using up all that blood you just drank to like feed Colton, and you can see that he is no longer pink, and that he has long fangs, and he's kind of like laying there like not understanding quite what's happening to him, like looking up like disoriented. And now I'm going to come back to the other scene, and here's what I can tell you. Dutch and Smokey have opened up on our friend who fired at Jen Brown and hit her, and Jen Brown's laying on the ground like with like bullets in her. Dutch and Smokey open up on him, and they've done a total of like 5 lethal damage to him, which is enough to like take him to the ground as well. He might not be fully dead. Cross has run forward and is grabbing the guy with the cuffs and like struggling with him. Curtis Krieger, what would you like to do?
I hightail it over to Jen. Is there any way that I can stabilize her or help her out?
Jen can stabilize herself. Oh no, she can't. She can't rouse the blood to heal. She just heals kind of faster, I believe. Oh God, there's nothing.
I have 1 health left, so I'm not dead.
There's nothing you can do, Curtis.
All right, I pick her up and I walk her over to the car and set her in the back seat, and I'm just like coming out of frenzy. So everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Don't worry.
Krieger, we're out of combat now, everybody. Krieger, and you look back at Cross, and he's got the guy with the mustache cuffed. What do I do with him?
I think it's time for you to head back. Maybe head back to base.
He starts dragging the guy back to his car. Dutch and Smokey are like, "What next?"
Get out of here before anybody calls more cops down on all this gunfire.
What about the other guy? Is that guy dead? And is that our dude?
He's about to be.
That guy isn't fully dead yet. He's laying on the ground beside the police van, like losing his lifeblood.
Is that Dale?
That is Dale.
Okay.
Yeah, I kneel over Dale and yeah. This is how it happens.
I thought you were good vampires.
Shh. Dale, sometimes if you go hunting for monsters, you find them. And I sink my teeth into his neck and suck the remainder of his life away.
Great. Return 2 hunger to yourself. But he also has lost blood from these gunshots, so you don't get a full belly full. It's Wind Gap. It's a suburb. They don't see a lot of action, so you never hear a siren. You never see a light before you all kind of head out back to Brownsville Hospital with a prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything to deal with these bodies? The guy in the tree stand, the guy beside the police van? You can say no.
There might be a way we could use this to our advantage somehow. But it's getting late.
You have to tell me right now what it is, or you leave them.
I think tell me well, this might be crazy. I just in the blood, I take the bug from out of the car.
Now that's interesting. Yes.
And then I just in blood.
You guys are writing another message on the ground.
I think maybe just on the. I'm like, what else can I do?
Traitor.
Yeah. I think yeah. TR8R.
T. We need the T there.
Yeah. TR8R. In blood on the inside of the van.
Oh my God, traitor! It is. Curtis is the last guy to leave. Having written traitor in blood on the ground. And the cars head off into the night back to Brownsville Hospital. Except for, I mean, maybe you're wondering what happened to Miles Vanderbuck. You're texting him furiously, I assume. But I'm gonna kind of sunset on Curtis and Jen just for the moment, and I'm gonna go to Miles. Miles, you realize you have a new vampire standing in front of you. Not a ghoul, a vampire.
Good. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm still trying to give him my good blood because that's what I remember the prince doing to me, and I was like compelled by her. So I don't want to. I am a little bit taken aback that it's a vampire, but I think Miles is kind of like, okay, well, let's see how far I can push it.
I just want to say to the chat, and Miles, you would think of this too. He's not pink anymore, so it looks like Miles sired true. That this guy is like a full vampire. At least he seems to be right now.
All right.
Where do you want to take him? What's the final? I'm giving you the final moment here. What do you want to say to him? Where are you guys going?
I'd like to stand him up and say,
now, you know the truth. If you really want to kill some vampires, if you really want to do some good in this world, you can follow me. Or you can take off into the night, and I'll see you beneath the moon sometime. So what's it going to be, Colton?
And I sort of step back and offer him to follow me or not.
He takes off into the night.
Of course.
He's running into the woods.
He'll be back.
That was awesome. And that's where we're going to end it tonight. That is tonight's episode of Vampires of Pittsburgh. Let's have a digital round of applause for our amazing cast: Ross Bryant, Ashley Burch, and Thomas Middleditch. Guys, I mean, I didn't think that a new vampire would be sired tonight.
Wow. Just made things, it was very, very messy.
We wanted to recruit, didn't we? It's perfectly tidy. That guy sucked.
He did kind of suck, and now he's a sucky vampire, and I love it.
And we got another guy to do something to.
Yeah, and you have a prisoner. You have that you can interrogate or do something to.
We don't know. Do we not know what happened to like all those other dudes?
They're dead.
Okay.
They're very dead.
Yeah, they're
even Passio's dead. Everybody's dead.
I sucked him.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, let's talk. If we want to talk about Fallout, our anarch movement has just killed 3 cops and turned one into a vampire.
The only person really that successfully did what everybody else wanted, which was like turn people to our cause.
Into a girl.
I guess that crazy old vampire Miles is really fucks shit up, huh?
Oh God.
We do have a prisoner. We can turn him too.
Yeah, we can do something.
Abandon this narrative, shall we?
I just want to let our players know that next time when we come back, we'll have XP for everybody. Because you finished a mission. We will have a kind of a downtime chapter back at base, but within that there can be action. It just won't be resolved, but it won't be resolved by full scenes where we roll around. It'll be more like I go out and do this, and then we roll to see if you did it. But you'll be able to kind of plan the things you've already put into effect. For example, Jen Brown's like her bug on Sabrina, her backdoor into Sabrina's network will be resolved. We will learn more about your spy that you're trying to recruit for, to keep an eye on the Camarilla for you. And it looks like we'll also be interrogating a cop and at least having a conversation about a new vampire that's running around out there with.
Unless Miles doesn't tell us.
Unless Miles doesn't tell you. So there's all kinds of things to explore in our next episode. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys again. That was a fun one. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Does anybody know what they're going to try to work on next time? Is there anything in your thoughts? Oh yeah, that'd be great. If you did like a Reservoir Dogs interrogation.
Yeah. I have a question in terms of how I heal. Am I going to be in a bad way?
The short answer is yes, but if people take a downtime chapter seriously, you should be able to, spend the time kind of getting better.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you heal like a normal person for the most part. There's a couple little asterisks beside that. I will come fully aware of the exact process, but I think it's just like a human, basically. Okay, so Jen will be laying on a bed, kind of giving orders from bed. I'm not going to say what that made me think of. Okay, I was just thinking of trying to rule an entire anarch nation with from
as an invalid.
Yeah. And we'll see what the other guys do. I mean, they're definitely going to hurt this poor policeman who believes in having all of his equipment readily available on his belt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say goodbye to my players for now. Thank you, guys. I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer, but thank you, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Curtis Krieger and Jen Brown, a.k.a. Middleditch, Burch, and Bryant, the best in the biz. That is tonight's episode of Vampires of Pittsburgh. Remember, we are raiding Taryn Killam's channel right after this in just a moment. I'm going to just quickly go through our little end matter. Please spread the we don't have another game until Sunday, next Sunday, because Neptune Society is going to take a couple weeks off. Coven is off this week. So next Sunday, tune in for the next Vampires of Pittsburgh stream. Actually, I'm not completely right. Is our new game, Mr. Clinton Truck Secret Storyteller, are you there?
I am here, Jared. Checking the calendar.
Okay.
Warhammer does not start this Saturday, next Saturday.
Okay, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for Warhammer. Thank you, Clint. Keep an eye out for Warhammer. That's coming up very soon, but not next Saturday. So I'm right. Next Sunday is our next game. And if you want to know about everything we're doing, be on all of our socials. Twitch, follow us on Twitch. Subscribe on Twitch. We have emotes on all that stuff.
Jared,
yes,
I'm back. Warhammer on the 10th, Saturday.
Oh, I was okay. So forget everything I've said. You know what? I cloud memory on you. Okay. So next weekend, our good friend Humphrey Carr will be running his Warhammer fantasy roleplay campaign. That'll be on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we'll be back with the next chapter of Vampire. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter. I don't have to name all the socials. You guys know what they are. Follow us on all of them because we're adding stuff all the time, like this Warhammer game. And as you can clearly see, Clint and I don't know when any of the games are happening. How we even arrive here on time is a mystery to me. But if you look at our socials, which are managed by the very brilliant Megan Arch, you will see when things are actually happening. Thank God she exists. If you're on Discord, connect to Stream of Blood's server of blood, where we're doing all kinds of things like a chat with me, the GM. We did that this last week, and it was so fun. And I'm going to do it again as soon as possible, and then I'll announce it on the socials. Okay. Let's Alexis Kazis Taylor does our theme music for Vampires of Pittsburgh, and we have art from Will Potworth. That's Pottorff, Will Potworth. You can find his stuff at willpotworth.com. And sometimes we have art from our good friend and amazing player, Ross Bryant, at RossBB on Instagram. I mentioned Megan Arch. I need to mention also Brian Baldinger and Clinton Trucks, the man you just saw, my producers who make this possible. Otherwise, I would just be staring at my wall and saying all these things about vampires. Nobody would be with me. I would be full Malkavian. And remember that our Stream of Blood logo was created by Garrett Ross. That's it. Let's go raid Taryn Killam's channel. #GetPink.